Hello and welcome back to another One Piece video. Today I am going to be finally starting the Whisky Peak arc. So today's video is going to be more like a reading vlog because I thought I like the style more of reading vlogs. So I think that is the style I'm going to go for these videos now, just for the reading vlog. I have marked where Whisky Peak arc ends in volume 13, so that's where we're going to read up to over the course of this reading vlog. But I'm thinking for today, I actually finish the rest of volume 12 and the beginning of the arc. Now, I'm really excited to finally start this next arc. I've been wanting to delve my teeth back into One Piece, and I'm very happy to be doing that. Also, another side note, I was wondering, I have started watching the live action Netflix show One Piece because I thought I might as well give it a shot. I know live actions aren't the best. Well, it's only really East Blue, to be honest, from what I've seen. So if anyone would like a review on that once I finish watching it, I'm on episode 5 at the moment, so I've got 3 more episodes to go. So yeah, if you'd like a review of that, let me know and I'll do a review, because there's some stuff I've got to say that, like, it's not... Yeah, I'd save that for the review of my opinion on it, but I do want to finish watching the rest of it before I can give a full piece opinion. So we're going to start with chapter 106, The Town of Welcome. The last arc, they'd picked up these, like, Mrs. Wednesday and Mr. 7 and Number 7 and Mrs. Wednesday they'd picked up to take them back to their home island. But obviously they've got something going cahoots, and I believe they're part of an organisation called Baroque Works, so we're going to see how that goes. So the first step into, like, travelling on the Grand Line, like, the weather doesn't make sense at all. Like, it's snowing, it's sunny one moment, and Miss Wednesday is, like, kind of jeering Nami into saying, "Are you sure you're a navigator? You can't trust the Grand Line, you can only rely on the log pose." And Nami just took her eyes off the log pose for 1 second. So it's like, they're gonna have to learn a lot just to navigate the Grand Line, because it's such a dangerous place. Like, it all defies all logic. So I'm hoping to see Nami, like, grow as a navigator, and, like, her character just grow more as, like, they become accustomed to the Grand Line. So that'll be interesting to see. So Zara's just taking a nap and just missed, like, some of the story, like the reason why they're sailing to their town, so it's nice to know that's where he's been. Mr. 9, sorry, not Mr. 7, I don't know where I got Mr. 7 from. Nami even says her navigation skills are useless here. Well, I wouldn't say that necessarily. Well, so despite all of that, they've made it to the island of giant cactuses. Shouldn't that be giant cacti? That's giant cacti, so that's not cactuses, that's the wrong plural. It's Whisky Peak. Oh, so they thought they were just going to stop, but they've got, because Nami's saying here, we have to record the island's magnetic fields with a log pose before we can move on to the next island. The time it takes to log on each island varies. Some islands may only take a few hours, but others could take days. So if the island's full of monsters, they've got to stay. So I'm guessing they've just that so they can just chart their way through, so each island that they pass, so that's what they've got to do. That's interesting. And they have to sail up the river, because it's like an inland river that goes in. So as they're going towards the island, like, everybody's celebrating them. Something seems a bit off that they're celebrating the pirates. I feel like something bad's gonna happen. Celebration in their honour. The mayor of the town is very interesting. Very interesting design there. Nami's asking how much it'll take to log the island, and then he's just saying it doesn't matter, such trivial matters. Yeah, something bad's gonna happen, even though they're celebrating, and I don't think the guys realise. Yeah, and the sun goes down on Whisky Peak, and there is that vulture from last time, so yeah, this doesn't look good. Okay, it's time for the next chapter, 107, Moonlight and Tombs. Wow, so they're drinking a lot and eating a lot and celebrating. Yeah, I don't think they really realise. Oh, and Sanji's flirting out with 20 girls at once. Oh dear. And the mayor's glad he's having fun. I still don't feel like this is great. So yeah, I thought they're part of an organisation, so they're putting a letter just telling them about about their boss that they've secured the pirates coming to their town. So yeah, this does not look good. I'm sorry. Is that a nun drinking with Nami? What? Yeah, there we go. That's really forbidding. They're all passed out cold. Sweet dreams, brave adventures. The cacti are dancing. There's something wrong with the cacti. Ah, so the mayor is number 8 and they've all fallen into the abyss. Told you. So the island's part of the organisation that told you something was gonna go wrong. And they've just seen Luffy's wanted poster for 30 million berries, so they're gonna capture him because they didn't secure any whale-mate, and they threw a celebration, so they're all drunk. So they're gonna try and get the money for him because they need the food. Okay, so maybe it's not the cacti that I was thinking. So Zoro wasn't really passed out. So at least Zoro's okay. So is Zoro going to take this whole organisation on by himself? Or what's remaining? They're all bounty hunters. Okay. Works. Yeah. How do you know the name of our secret society? So Zoro they tried to recruit him, but he gated him down. One more tombstone to adore the cactus rocks. Okay, so tombstones, okay. On the cacti there's just loads of tombstones. Is that where they put all the people they've killed? Oh, why is that? But yeah, Zoro's taking this whole like organisation, 100 bounty hunters on by himself. Wow. Wow, so they're really underestimating Zoro and they're like saying we'll have to be careful with him. But I'm very curious as to why there is 100 tombstones on in the cacti. What is with the cacti rocks? It's not really explained. I'm hoping that gets explained later. So yeah, let's move on to the next chapter. This is the last chapter of volume 12 and then I could finally put volume 12 to rest. So this is chapter 108, 100 bounty hunters, which Zoro is fighting by himself. Crazy guy. So everyone's still passed out. And then Zoro is saying that this is a perfect chance to test his new swords. So let's see. Zoro to me seems like he's having a lot of fun fighting these guys. So none of the child are trying to trick him, but he's saying someone have mercy. Yeah, Zoro just seems like he's having fun fighting these guys. But he does say like the sword that he's using is a problem child because it should only slice when it wants it to. So I'm wondering if he like tries to go. I wonder if there's a point where he like has to master it almost. Oh wow, so they're all climbing up this ladder after him and then this ladder's collapsing and then he's just jumping off. Like I really like this panel here where he's just jumping off towards them. And then he's just dug a hole that they're all going to land into. Like that is just pure joy on his face as he's fighting this really strong woman. Saying what a waste. Mrs. Monday, you think you're strong, want to see who's stronger. So yeah, he is really holding his own. He's doing a great job. So they're saying that Zoro should be the one that's 30 million berries and not Luffy because Luffy's passed out. So I think they're gonna fight him like properly, but let's hope Luffy wakes up because I think even though Zoro's like doing pretty well holding his own, I don't think he'll be able to last forever because there's only a certain amount that you can keep going on your own, but you always do need help, so I'll be excited to see that. But that is volume 12 done and dusted at last. 3 videos that's taken me to finish that, but I believe over the next few days I'll read the 6 chapters in volume 13 and we can wrap this arc up. But hello, so it's now Tuesday. I think it's about 5:30, so I've just got in. So we're going to read the next few chapters. So today I'm actually going to start volume 14 and I believe I'm going to read the next. So in volume 14 there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chapters up to this arc. So I'm going to read the next 3 chapters and we'll go from there. I've got to be quick tonight because I'm going swimming in a few hours, so I better wrap this up quickly because I don't want to be late to that. 9, A Question of Duty. I also have noticed the little stories between Kobe and Helmeppo in the Marines, just like what they're going through. They're quite entertaining while I've been reading through. So, the town was left in their care by the boss. So, well, the boss hasn't been involved with it because Zoro's still fighting them. Okay, so Caro, the ultra spot bill. So they've just, Miss Wednesday has just got on like this bird. This isn't really obeying to her, but I'm wondering if it's like an ultimate weapon. This is, Miss Wednesday is really trying to fight Zoro here, and it's just not going well for either of the Baroque Works agents. Oh, he did get caught though there. So now they've pulled Luffy in. So now they've pulled Luffy into it to try and get a one-up, I guess, on Zoro, but nothing seems to be working. I mean, Zoro is getting hit, but he's still like pretty much in fighting order. And then the mayor of the town is like got these guns in his hair and he's shooting, so I suppose that's a bit not great, to be honest. What is he, some kind of toy? I like that. What, he's shooting at him. And he uses Luffy as a trampoline. So yeah, that's that chapter. So Zoro didn't have a problem at all fighting them. They're pulling out all the big guns, trying to do everything when they're fighting. And he's just completely winning them over. So yeah. Let's hopefully see the other characters waking up at some point. This seems very much like Zoro's arc, but there's just... But I feel like something's going to change the tide. So it's time to move on to chapter 110. The night is in... It's time to move on to the next chapter. Right, we're moving on to chapter 110. The night isn't... So it's starting off with Luffy waking up, feeling like his tummy's starting to hurt, but why? I'm wondering why he's outside, but then he's fallen back asleep, so he's still out for the count pretty much. And the agents are running away, and then we're seeing what's called the Unluckies here. I'm Mr. 5, I'm Mrs. Valentine. Okay, so I was thinking the women were named after days of the week, but obviously she's Valentine. Is there a theme still, or like days and events maybe? Because I don't think the other the other agents were named, unless I just missed that and just don't remember. I could have missed that. Will someone let me know if I've missed that? Because I might have just skimmed over it maybe. But yeah, I just like to know how the naming system works. That's one thing I really can't get my head around, I think. These don't look great. It might mean the Zoro might have a bit of trouble. Because it looks like Zoro thinks he's done it, but he has a funny feeling. Be like lower ranks. I assume there's like low ranks, high ranks. You know how it is. And well, I assume there's like a low rank, a high rank, a middle rank. I'm very interested in how this organisation works. I would like to know more about it and how it really works. Because we're just getting fed little breadcrumbs. Oh, so they're not here to help them. They're here on official business because of the boss. But they don't know what because the boss said his secret's out. But the organisation's motto is mystery, never reveal the identity of our own people, especially not the bosses. So agents of a certain monarchy have infiltrated Baroque Works. Oh. So the quote-unquote mayor is like the Kingdom of Albaster. So the name that he was going for was pardon me for this, Igaropi, and then his true name is Ingram. It's no use. Oh, is she... Oh, so Mrs. Wednesday is actually the Princess of Albaster called Nelfet Tarari Vivi. Oh my god. Some of these names are going to be really hard to remember. But, ooh, so where's this Kingdom of Albaster? That's a new part. So, considering they've run away from the kingdom, what exactly have they infiltrated Baroque Works for? Is there like some sort of war going? So her partner doesn't know what's going on, but he'll defend them, he'll store them. That's nice. Got quite a nice relationship, but I'm still like, why have they infiltrated Baroque works? What? There's something in the background going on here. So he's begging Zorro to protect her because he's a strong fighter, because he needs to save her because he can't win against the other two. But then Nami's awake. We'll do it for 1 billion berries. And that's the end of that chapter. So Nami's getting the money here. Well, she's always plotting and scheming. And that leaves us with chapter 111, our last chapter for tonight. So this is the last chapter for tonight, chapter 111, the secret criminal organisation. Nami is so sly. She's saying your princess might be in trouble if you can't give us that. Oh no. Oh, she's winding this guy up. I'm sorry, it's killing me how Luffy's just walking around like a balloon. So she's pulled Zorro into this. So let's see how this goes. Now she's dragging in because in Rogue Town she said, I'll borrow someone to get your sword, but you got it for free. And aren't you going to keep your word? So he's got to keep his word. She's using his personality against him. There's a bit more information about the princess. If anything should happen to the princess, a kingdom will crumble, she must live. So why is she away from the kingdom? Oh, she's fleeing with the bird. Mrs. Monday is helping her escape because she thinks because obviously they all got injured to the swords and they're going to die anyway, so she thinks I'm just going to need to help her. Oh, so this guy ate a devil fruit because he can make his whole body ignite with flames. Right, so that makes him a lot harder to fight. And now Zorro's appeared to fight them, saying that he's here to rescue her. Oh, so some background about Baroque Works. So the soldier is saying here, Baroque Works is a secret criminal organisation. Not a soul in it knows what the boss looks like. It mostly deals in espionage, assassination, theft and bounty hunting. The boss tells everything what to do. And they don't even know. And they're like, why do you all obey? Nami's like, why do you all obey them? He's saying the ultimate goal is to create a utopia. Then those of us who work for Baroque has been promised positions in that utopia. That's not a utopia. That's a dictatorship. There's no such thing as a utopia. And even if you do get to utopia, there will always be negatives. That is an unachievable goal. So they're saying his code name is Mr. Zero. The closer your code name to 0 is, the higher position, the more powerful you are. Those with code names below 5 are especially dangerous, their power is. Oh, thanks. It just trail off. But that's some information to how the organisation works. So those with code names below 5 are dangerous. So 1, 2, 3, 0 are dangerous. Right, that's giving me a bit of an inclination to how it works. But I feel like this is going to be a foe that they've got to take down. They've got to take this organisation down. And I feel like they're going to have a more overarching. I wonder if Baroque... Well, it is called Baroque Works, so I assume this is going to be the, overarching antagonist. This whole organisation, they're going to meet members and things and have to try and bring this organisation down. I'm in it for that. So Luffy's just come in and said, I've had enough of you, we're going to fight. Why has he just appeared out of nowhere? Because Zoro's already getting to fight the 2 agents and then Luffy's just come in to fight him. Okay, what is going on here? And I guess we'll have to find out in the next few days. So that is 3 chapters left and I will see you in a few days for those last 3 chapters. I better go get ready for swimming. Hello. So it is now Thursday, so it's time to go ahead and finish this latest arc. Anyway, it's time to get on with chapter 112 and see how this goes. So Luffy's not listening to reason. He asked around as to why everybody was beat up, and Zoro's trying to explain the situation, and Luffy is not listening, just taking everything at face value, and he's trying to kill Zoro. and they're being serious. So they're fighting at the moment. And that gives the opportunity for them to attack the Princess of Albaster. Oh, so she's at a devil fruit as well. So basically she only weighs 1 kilogram, light enough to land on a cloud of dust, so she's like very light. So I wonder if any more of the members of the like Baroque works have taken more devil fruits. I'm still curious about like how many devil fruits there are, like how many, where do they come from? Like obviously they come from the Grand Line, but where do they grow? Do they grow on a special island? Are they near the One Piece? Like I have so many questions about where devil fruits like originate. So Luffy's beat down Mr. Five. So so she can change her weight, so it's not, so she can use that to be forceful attacks because she's trying to attack Zoro, but it's just not doing any good. So she's wondering why they're fighting each other. It's more like them just letting off steam, I suppose. And the princess is trying to escape thinking it's safe. So they're trying to attack them, but then Luffy and Zoro just tell them to shut up because they're interrupting. They're still going at it. And Luffy's finally asked a question of who they were when he's been attacking them and like... Oh, okay, so that's interesting. The Princess of Albaster. Okay, so I'm starting on chapter 113, it's alright. Luffy is finally questioning who those guys were. They want to continue the fight, but I've just noticed the Princess of Albaster has said, with what strength, who would have thought men like that could still be found at the start of the Grand Line. So I wonder if before, if there was like some sort of, like, that gives an inclination that like people at the start of the Grand Line used to be really strong, but obviously that deteriorated over time. And Nami, ever the negotiator, and she's finally put them to rest and saying you could have cost me 1,000,000 berries. So Luffy is finally listening to Zoro and telling him why. But now now the princess is talking about Albaster. So Albaster apparently used to be quite a peaceful civilization until like the princess discovered members of Baroque works were riling them up, but she couldn't find information, so she wanted to like infiltrate. Oh, so the true aim of Baroque works is the conquest of Albaster. Oh, so I wonder who the boss is. I still want to know who the boss of Baroque works is. Okay, so she just answered the question. So his name is Sir Crocodile, so he's actually one of the 7 warlords of the sea. Oh, these 7 warlords are really not great people. Oh, and the bird and the otter saw them taking, so that means because they've been told who the boss was, that means they'll be hunted down. So now they're on Baroque's hit list, but her guard is saying that there's no bounty on the boss, but he once had a bounty of 80 billion berries on his head. They've got themselves really deep into trouble here. We know about a log pose. So this is a special type of compass called an internal post. No matter where you go, it always points to the same island. The magnetic ordnance of Albaster recorded in it. That's interesting. So you always got a way of getting home. He's disguised himself as the princess to distract them, and hopefully... Oh. Oh no. Oh god. Oh dear. So the god was sailing away and he got blown up. Wow. The Princess of Albaster is going with them and her god got blown up by a bomb or something. Time to read the last chapter. So they've all got to run because they're on Baroque Works hit list, so they have got to run and get out of there. Baroque Works has about 2,000 members. Oh no. Usopp and Sanji are finally awake. Miss All Sunday, so not Mrs. Sunday, Miss All Sunday. Okay, and she is the Vice President and Supreme Commander. Oh, she was the only one who knew the boss's identity and he found out who the boss was. Oh, she let her follow her. So she has devil fruit powers because like, people, Luffy and Sanji and Usopp tried to attack her and they like sort of floated in the air. She got like power over gravity or something. So the log pose, so the lady's telling them going to a log pose, the log pose is sending them to a place called Little Garden. And she'll never reach Alabasta. It's the internal pose. You'll be able to bypass difficulty with that. It points to the island of nothing, which is one stop before Alabasta. It's a route that even our agents don't know about. So Nami's questioning she's one of the good guys, and she goes, who knows? So she's giving them an option to use, and then Luffy goes and smashes it, and then they're really angry at Nami's really angry at him, and he's saying she's not deciding what course we take. I feel like there's something going on. She's probably manipulating them. You don't get to be a vice commander for nothing. There's something up with her. Oh, so they are headed towards the Little Garden of Adventure. So I'm wondering how that is going to go. That seems to be like the next stage in that. But yeah, that is that arc done finally. That is that arc done and dusted, and it'll be time for the next arc very soon. But as you can see, it is going dark, so the lighting isn't. So I'll try and wrap this up quickly. So as far as arcs go, like this is the second arc in the next saga. I did like that arc. I feel like a lot of it was a bit pandery. Like we're getting introduced to a lot of characters. I couldn't really wrap my head around all these characters, and then I suppose we don't need to know the names because I can't remember every single member, but nice to see that we've got a look into the main enemy of this saga and who they're going to have to take down. So I'm excited for that. I love it when you have to take organisations down. So I'm looking forward to this arc. I feel like it was more of an introduction. Again, it was introduction into the world, so a lot of world building and still quite a bit of action. And yeah, now they've picked up the Princess of Alabasta, and I feel like that's going to be their main goal for this saga, so they've got to head towards there. So yeah, I feel like just trying to get my head around just like some of the characters, try and remember every single one. You can't remember every single one, there's a lot of people on the page. But apart from that, yeah, I enjoyed that arc. Not a lot to say about that one, just a lot of fun world building. I think not my favourite arc at the moment, but I haven't read the whole saga yet, so we'll have to see. But yeah, that is it. Yeah, that is it. I hope you enjoyed my reading vlog. Comment down below what you thought about this arc, or if there's anything that I missed that you wanted me to talk about. And I will see you next time for the next arc of One Piece. Bye.